All right, hello humans. I tried to bring other platforms on this morning, but everything didn't want to get going for me. So I can't wait for them. So, but I can get this set up here for my other YouTube channel that I don't say anything about right now, because right now it's all about just building it up on its own esteem. I don't want to talk about it too much. All right. So good morning, individuals. Appreciate you guys for being here. Honestly, man, you guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you said, hey, man, that dude is at it again. And if you're new to the channel, please, by all means, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'm going to talk today. It's Friday. It's a cool out day, so I'm doing this thing from home, and I'm going to talk about life. Had life been if I had a son instead of a daughter? People, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in energy more than I believe in God. I believe that if I wanted to obtain the contents of that liquid in that cup, I magically command my hand to pick up the cup, bring it to my lips, tilt back as so, very slowly. I believe when I spent the energy to do that, the results was I got what I wanted. That was the contents that was in the cup. And there are people that didn't go through anything but seem to understand everything. I'm not one of those people. I don't speak on marriage issues. You don't hear me talking about marriage issues. I'm not married. You don't hear me talking about Bitcoin. Don't know anything about Bitcoin. And it's hot right now. I mean, all I got to do is look at a couple of videos and come on here and be a Bitcoin expert salesman. That ain't my lane. People would send me topics over the years about, hey, Chris, man, another white cop did it again. Yeah. That's not my lane. My lane is family, fathers, and men, and our issues. That's my lane. Because of that, you came to the mecca of perspectives and analytics unlike anywhere else. This one here is not going to be any different. People, I'm going to tell you, if I had a son, he'd be right here with me. If I had a son, he'd be right here. The events that turned out the way it did was simply because I have given birth to a daughter, hence a woman. And because of that, the allegiance is always going to be to the mother. I'm here to tell you that the mama's boy, daddy's girl, it's the perspective of how it should be. But when things go south, the woman understands the weaknesses of a woman. The reason why a daughter will always side with the mother is because of the weakness mind of a woman. And guess what? You may think I'm being a male chauvinist when I say that, but that's the one thing that women play on. Women can feed and know all the buttons to feed their daughters to hate you. I'm talking to you fathers now. Yeah, a woman know what to say because they're women. They're all hardwired the same. Let me tell you something. Women of today are delusional to think, and it's unfortunate that they are strong. And they are, but not in the category of things that they think. Now, I'm not going to get into that, but I'm going to say this. If I go and get into a conversation as intellectual as I am about quantum physics, I will then now expose myself to looking like an idiot. The more you stay in your lane, the more powerful you remain. When you decide that you can just jump ship, a football player think that they can go be a boxer like Nate Robinson, a basketball player thought that he could, I can box too. And Nate Robinson went in that lane and it was like net, like just, it wasn't no contest. When women stay in their lane, those are the ones that end up getting married and be married for a long time. The ones that don't, the ones that think that, and I'm going to say this. Think about this. You're emotional, but you're going to date somebody that has high risk for pain. Think about that. A woman is emotional. They know this. They will say this amongst themselves. But then they'll turn around and date somebody that ain't got his stuff together. High risk for pain. They'll date somebody that they ain't got nothing going on for themselves. High risk of pain. Date somebody with multiple kids by multiple women. High risk of pain. And they'll go through all these things and they'll say, but I'm strong. If I get a calculator out and add all that up, dumb is going to come across the screen. I'm logical. I tell you individuals, one thing I am is I'm honest with myself. People, do you know that when you're honest with yourself, everything isn't behind, you put everything behind you? Do you know that when you are honest with yourself, success is in front of you. All your pain and hurt is behind you. When you talk to somebody about something and you say, hey, listen, you this way, that way, and they say, no, I'm not, that stuff will remain in front of you. They say put that stuff up. Man, put that behind you. You don't put it behind you when you deny everything. Oh, no, my kids want to live with me, bruh. No, they don't. But if I had a son, he'd be right here with me. Now, let me get into that. Now, I do want to apologize for being so intellectual. I do want to apologize for not having 50 million friends, not being an introvert. I want to apologize for being an introvert, which means that I concentrate more on what's important as opposed to waiting for the phone to ring to somebody say, hey, I'm not into that. So when I talk about things, I drop bombs. Sorry. So I want to apologize for that. I just want to throw that out there. So a woman will get mad at you and change. You heard the term, once a good girl is gone bad, she's gone forever. But the problem with a lot of you men is you think that when a good girl's gone bad, she's gone forever. You think that just applies to if you cheat on her. No. If a woman wants to go to Ecuador and she's just hyping you up to go to Ecuador, I want to go to Ecuador every 3 or 4 months. Ecuador. And then she's like, guess what? What? My job gave me 2 weeks off in January. Let's go to Ecuador. And you'd be like, no. That woman won't be the same no more. I'll give you an example. I have a rule. I ain't going on a vacation with a girlfriend. I'm going on a vacation with a wife. I believe that when you're married, you build up those things together. I'm not going on a trip with a girlfriend and then we break up and then I go there again with another girlfriend and be like, oh, damn. I believe that you should go on places with your husband or your wife. Now, in the community you call Black, women think that, no, we can just every girlfriend's day and all that. That's why you go to vacation places and see a ton of women together. That's their thing. I ain't mad at that. So I told this woman this. And women got a way of doing the various. You say you love your dog. I'm allergic to dogs. That's what they'll say. You tell them that this is not what you do. Their conquest is to break you into doing what you don't want to do. Well, that works with bums. This is why I say I've never met a woman that dated a man. Because a man says something and walks away. And that's the setting of the environment. When you're dating a woman that never dated a man and don't know anything about that, it's who he think he is. He's a man. Sorry. And this woman was I want to get an apartment together in Virginia Beach, and I want it to be 2,000 square feet, blah 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 blah, and the rent is $2,000 a month and all that. And I'm like, I'm not into that. Why would you want to get a place so big? Because when my friends come over, I don't do that. So then one day it was, my friends and I are going on a trip. What do you think? Blah, 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 blah. What I was supposed to say was, I'm going to fast forward. What I was supposed to have said was, why are you going on a thing? We could go. And when I didn't say what she wanted to say, our relationship was never the same. When a woman doesn't get what they want, when they feel as though something is so important, it don't matter what you got going on. It don't matter. Hey, I just started this job. I can't go to Ecuador. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter that you said last year, this is what I need to do. I need to set this up in place. It don't matter. I got 2 weeks. I want to go to Ecuador. No, then they'll change. I'm telling y'all that because I remember when my daughter changed. I remember when my daughter said, you, Daddy, I'm on Mommy's side. I will do whatever she wants to destroy you. I remember. I remember let me sidebar for a second. People, I'm glad I'm the way I am. I'm glad. I only have problems with people. I have problems with people because what I do is deemed wrong in their arena with women, with their arena, in their arena. But you can't take, listen, they can't take anything that they do to their pastor and the pastor say, yeah, that's a good idea. So you think you can date a bum. You threw the, oh, so he came up with that idea. You said no to that. And this is your idea. And then you think that idea is better than his? No. It must stay in the world of dumb to be validated. I don't go into the world of dumb. I'm glad that I'm the way I am. I'm glad, like I said, the forces of good needs all the help it could get. I'm not, listen, I'm in love with life first, not immortal. I'm not. I thank my dad before I thank God. I do. I thank my dad. I thank Todd Smith before I thank God. Now I may say I thank God because it's just I'm hardwired like that. But I don't sit down there and when I get emotional, I never got emotional as much as my faith is when I'm driving in my car and a lesson that my dad taught me comes and smack me. And I'll be like, dude, I told y'all in 2015, I pulls up to my house and something that my dad told me just became the Bible of the moment, or how should I proceed? And I was like, start crying. I said, man, you've been gone 7 years and you're still teaching me. I'm going to stay that person. Individuals that get mad at me, individuals that say you, no, it's you. Because one thing that is the best person in the world to listen to is a person that's transparent. You say something about them, they own it. Once again, you say something about somebody and they don't own it, guess what? That obstacle is still there. It feels good to wake up every morning and know that, yup, guess what? I filed bankruptcy 16 times. But yet I'm in a house that I financed. Why? Because I own the fact that I filed bankruptcy 16 times. I got good credit now. So how is it that you can tell somebody this is something worse about you and they don't want to own it? I can publicly say I filed bankruptcy 16 times proudly. Your credit ain't better than mine. I mean, at least not like that. I mean, I still can get what I want. I got a mortgage. I own. I'm transparent. When you deal with individuals and you say things and it's like, nope, nope. Run from those people. Run from them. What's going on, E. Taylor? Run from them. You know why? Because there's a lot of junk and cluttered and BS in front of them. Because they still didn't put it behind them. When you own it, you now it's behind you. That's how that works. My mom, a lot of things she don't want to own is still in front of her. So when I go to her to try to be a son, all that stuff is clouting her and she don't recognize I'm your son. Why are you talking to me like that? So before I curse you out, I'm going to back up off you. Like I told y'all, I used to get mad when individuals asked me about my kid. I used to get mad. I'm happy now. So happy to the point 98.3.com FM, my call letters, that's my daughter's birthday. I'm happy. I leave breadcrumbs of love. She know I love her. She know. That's why I ain't never mentioned her name. And a person out there that can say, well, that was that one time you said her name. No, I ain't never said my daughter's name and never will. Never. I'm getting off topic. What was I? Oh, yeah. I was about to tell y'all about the time when my daughter changed. People, when you're dealing with a person like a Tia LaShawn Bradley, this is the one thing, this is why when a woman says something about my videos, this is the reason why when they say something about my company, ask me about a perspective of what I think, now I'm looking at them with the third eye. Let me tell y'all something. This is why I say all women aren't the same. But you don't hear that. Cool. The average woman is going to be a woman about things. Let's just call it a spade a spade. The average woman is going to take a man down for child support once, twice, maybe 3 times. You're going to get the trifecta. What's going on, Mr. Dawkes? Women are going to hit you with the trifecta. They're going to take you down to child support about 3 times. Tia LaShawn Bradley took me down to child support about 15 times. People, you don't feel the need to have to go to school and learn law if you go to court 3 times. It's over with. Why do y'all think this is what I don't understand? My mom don't see the whole chain of events that led up to what I said for her to talk to me like she did. But like I said, she can get going because that's how I roll. I'm happy. My happiness ain't financing nobody's pain. I want to help y'all understand what I mean when I say that. What I mean when I say that. You're happy. Somebody coming to you mad. Now you got to put your happiness on hold and deal with their mad. No, my happiness is going to say my happy. You can get going. Take both of them with you. Get on. I don't care. Damn a title. Damn you. Get going. I love my life. I need y'all to follow me. So the average woman takes a man down 1, 2, maybe 3. And she's done. Tia LaShawn Bradley took me down to child support about 15 times. Just drug me into court being flagrant as all hell. So this is what I need to tell to the dumb women. So you want to ask me about why I say the things about women that I say? Okay, check this out. How did I get so good at doing this business that I do? How did I get so good? Okay, okay. You get good at things via repetition. You do it once. Hopefully when you do it twice, you're going to do it better than you did it the second time. Third time, etc. About a 10th or 8th time, you got a rhythm. By at least 15 times, you should be somewhere around good. So when Tia LaShawn Bradley was just being the average woman in the community you guys call black. And that's a shame. When they see how you move, that's when your child support visits go up. Your child support court visits go up. The greater you are. And let's be clear, I'm great. Tia Bradley she only had to do that because of to be as bad as I was good. She had to be that bad to match my good. I want to say that. But how do you get so good at doing and feeling and then going to court telling the judge, I just want to tell you now, don't mistake my confidence for arrogance. Who do you know that went to court that said that? The average man goes to court and his bun hole is locked up and he's like, oh God, please don't. I go to court and I let him know I'm not here for the games. I'm not going to disrespect you, so you ain't going to try to bring me on contempt. When she get in here, you tell her, watch your mouth. When she speak, you ask her for evidence. You don't ask me nothing. That's my introduction. That's why nobody want to see me in court. Listen, I let anybody deal with me know. I'm not for the bull crap. I'm not going back and forth with nobody. I'm not. If I say you say something to me and I say something, don't tell me, oh, well, that's what I meant. That ain't what the fuck you said. All right? So knock it off, get out your feelings and get the fuck on. That's how I am. Because I'm a youngest. You see, when you came up and had 3 brothers beating you up all the time, you got this little mental about you. You gonna get the fuck up off me. That's how me and Calvin is, me and my man. He's the youngest too. Oldest ones don't get that. But when you're dealing with a youngest, when you've been picked on so long, your perspective is, listen, we ain't going back and forth. You don't get the fuck up off me. I had to take that perspective to court. When I get in here, I want to be clear. Don't jump on me. Back to what I was saying. How did I get so good at what I do? This is the thing that my mom and women like her don't understand. Well, when a woman thinks she's just going to keep riding your butthole, yeah! I'm laughing at something else. Think she's just going to strap up, click, click, yeah! I assure you, hey, I won't be like this. Go easy, and that ain't gonna be the kid. No, sorry, Charles, or whatever the hell his name is. No, sir. So sorry for you. Shoot. I want to be clear. So when you get good at this, now you know how to maneuver. Now you get your team together. So Atia LaShawn Bradley wanted to play this. I'm the woman. You will bow down to me. You think you so good. This is what I got going on in my life. You think you so good. You think so. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go and lie on you because I can't be honest. Because if I be honest, then it will make me look bad. This is why individuals don't admit to what they are. If I admit that, so she says, I'm just gonna keep this thing up. I said, okay. It's okay. So I got my team together. I got 50% of his and hers up in this bitch. Raise the roof. So where was I? Let me hold on. Oh, so I got my team together. And my team consisted of a guy that serves papers. And Atia LaShawn Bradley thought she was built for this game. So I was like, listen, go serve her at her job. So my man would walk up to her job with his credentials. He would go up in her job and be like, excuse me, agent such and such. Yeah, where's Atia LaShawn Bradley? And they'd be like, she's in cubicle 4. Okay. Miss Bradley, yeah, you've been served. And everybody looking at her now like, oh, what's going on? See, she wasn't built like that. She wanted to fight quietly. But Chuck said, loud and proud, master poet supreme, loud and proud. Voice my opinion with volume. You see, Mary also said in the song Super Friends, the religious group Mary said, the devil only want to fight in the dark. They hide when you bring things to the light. So Atia Bradley decided, I want to fight you. I want to destroy you, but I want to do it quietly because I got to lie when I do it. And then people are going to know that I was the bad one. Okay. So Atia Bradley, I would keep tabs on my enemies. They say, keep your enemies close, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. This is what they say. So one day I got Atia LaShawn Bradley served on her birthday. I thought it would make a great gift. And then, let me say this. When she got served on her birthday, she cursed my daughter out. I should have left you with your father. You ain't nothing but problems. You would think that a daughter would be like, damn you, I want to go live with my daddy. Don't talk to me like that. Nope. She hit all the right buttons of guilt. And my daughter at that point said, you hurt mommy. I don't want nothing to do with you no more. Now, she thought she was the same, but she wasn't. Now, I'm going to be clear. I wasn't dialed in, and I couldn't, when it happened, I'm not telling y'all I could have presented it to y'all the way I am today. Now I've been through a lot of worlds. I've talked to thousands of individuals since this situation. Now I'm packaging this up as a perspective. Life would have been different had I had a son. You cannot brainwash a son like you can brainwash a daughter, like a pimp can brainwash a chick. Go out there, sell your booty, bring me the money. Like a no. Women don't realize, and they'll never get it. Do you not realize that you're infatuated with people just blowing head up? They're like, no. When he said he loved me, he really mean that. He just met you yesterday. Oh, he said I'm the prettiest thing he ever said. Chick, you cockeyed it. It's like you can tell them anything, and that's what the no good guys do. They sit down here, they got a book. You're the hottest thing since the sun earth. Oh, I'm the hottest thing since the sun earth. Like, come on, you ugly. I mean, come on, man. I didn't invent ugly. Shit. Don't get mad at me like I invented ugly. Yeah, I didn't invent ugly. I'm just saying, man. I'm just what they say in the streets. What that day they say. Oh yeah, I'm just keeping it real. You know, that's all. I didn't invent ugly. Shoot. Hey. So, Attila Sean Bradley. This is what I was going to say. Attila Sean Bradley, and like the women of today, they just don't have no weaknesses. They're strong. They're the pinnacle. They're just so. Let me help y'all understand strength. I'm strong enough to lift this cup. I'm strong. I'm not strong enough to lift up a car. So when it comes to lifting up the car, I'm weak. Okay. Let me say that again. You may have missed it. I'm strong enough to lift up this cup. I got strength. I can lift a cup. I got a nice physique. I'm strong. I'm not strong enough to lift my car, though. So does that make me weak? To lifting cars, I'm weak. Some simple mathematics. When a woman say, I'm strong, let me be more specific. Attila Bradley. When Attila Bradley says, I'm strong, I'm sitting there saying, so I'm a military man. I'm very strategic. Nowadays, it's called analytics. And now you're going to go up against me. People, like I told y'all earlier, I would have ended up in Fort Leavenworth if it's not for my skills. It was said about me, that man can change an engine with a butter knife. I don't need a toolbox. Just give me a butter knife. I can change an engine in a truck. I put a Humvee engine back together in the dark. I put all the push rods back together. Damn it, because when you're in wartime, you don't use light. So my chief warrant officer was like, Smetty, he was drinking his coffee. He was like, Smetty, when did you have time to put this thing back together? I said, Chief, I put it together last night. What? He said, does it run? I said, yeah, it runs. They started it up. The chief warrant officer is the one that inspects the vehicles when they leave the motor pool. I started that thing up. He looked at me like, God damn, boy. So you want to go to war with me? Do you now? So you're just flagrant because I'm a black man and it's so easy to get a black man. What's going on, Stretch? It's easy to get a black man. It's just so easy. So, and then you're strong. This is the garbage that's being sold. Okay, so you have no weaknesses. Now let me say it again. I'm strong enough to lift this, but I'm not strong enough to lift the car. People, do you know Do you know who the poorest millionaire is? The poorest? Do you know who's the poorest millionaire? Can you even put that term together? The poorest millionaire. The poorest millionaire is the one that got $5,000 and he's at $5 million, and he's in a room with one dude that got 10 million and another dude that got 20 million. That means he's the poorest millionaire. Doesn't mean he's poor. But you can't tell women this. You can't tell no woman this. So they navigate themselves through life, and when they run into a pure ass brother like me, I'm just looking at him like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. When you all those things, you ain't got to say it. So now the dude that got promoted 3 times in the military, the guy that can change an engine with a butter knife, now I have to strategically bring this woman to her demise. This is why do y'all think I talk about Atia LaShawn Bradley like I do? I tell y'all I trained her. I trained her like a dog. I don't say I trained her and just leave it at that. I make sure it's clear. I trained her just like you would train a dog. Let me be clear. Today is what, May the 6th, 2021. I like to date stamp these terms that I use. I don't want nobody in her camp to look at this and say, oh, well, girl, he may have said it 2 years ago and outside the statute of limitations. No, sue me. Because I'm just going to go in court and say, I trained her like a dog. I trained her to get the cup off me. And she did that very well. Because like I said earlier, I'm a youngest. If you ask all the youngest has a pick on me complex. You gonna get we only do enough to get you off of us. I'm not trying to kill you or demolish you. But when I say I'm done, that means I'm done. Don't keep talking, because now I'm gonna start hurting your feelings. I'm gonna take this into overdrive. I'm a youngest. My oldest brother don't have that and understand that concept. My friend Calvin Spencer, he's a youngest. He's the same way. James Lewis is the oldest. He's not like that. The oldest is different. The youngest is different. All right? So Atia LaShawn Bradley, the new woman, she has no weaknesses. I said, really? You have no weaknesses? Okay. So let me get this straight. You got a job now. You got the they want to. You got the ID around your neck. You got the little frappe latte every day. You go to the office. I mean, I've been there. I served you there. You mean to tell me they wouldn't mind you saying that every other week you got to take a day off to go to court? You mean to tell me they wouldn't mind? Really? Let's test that theory. And so it was. A woman that claimed, like all women claim they ain't got weaknesses. Nothing says this, by the way. I got weaknesses. Why do y'all think, and if you want to add this perspective up, why do y'all think she came to court and said, I don't want to have nothing to do with this no more? You know why? Because some white dude said, Miss Bradley, you have to go to court again? I thought you said this black man was a nigger. I was talking to Credo at the water fountain. She said that you said you had a baby with a garbage nigger. Why is this man taking you to court? Why do you got to go to court every 2 weeks? Because that's your weakness. You're not as flexible as me. That's your weakness. But these individuals went around here and they bark this. And that is the reason, people, why it's so easy for a daughter, to be manipulated by a woman, and it's harder for a son. Can it be done with a son? Yeah. So let's talk about the perspective of what happened with me. Atia LaShawn Bradley got served. She cried in front of the daughter, all this stuff. And if it's one thing that you cannot do, especially in the community you guys call black, women in our communities seem to be partners in pain. It's like the goal is to cry about something. And when you cry, you just make it all better. It's just something about wanting to be hurt. There was a woman, Erica Snowden. I can't find her on YouTube no more. And she said, us women of color, we seem to be addicted to pain. I'm going to second that. Because there's so many great things that can be done, but it's not an option. It's not even considered an option because the other way hurts. As I stated earlier, I heard what I said because I was sitting here when I said it. If you're emotional, why would you put yourself in the way of something that's going to hurt you? Why would you date a guy that ain't got nothing going on for himself as a woman? Why? You're emotional. Hurt is inevitable. In my donkey face. My donkey face bobblehead. It's inevitable. Why would you date a guy that you got to build up? No, and him knowing that in his mind, this is a crazy thing. Yeah, I got this B hooking up. Y'all think he's, oh, I love you for that. Oh, you my ride or die. You my ride or die. No, he's saying to himself, yeah, I got this B hooking it up. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Hurt is inevitable. Women in the community, y'all call black. It's just something about this building nigga program. It's called the band. You got to build a nigga. It's like man welfare. I'm a man welfare agent. What? But you're emotional. Don't you think if you're emotional, you want to limit hurt as much as you can? This is why when I meet somebody and they talk about all these bad things and I be like, why do you still protect women like you do? Why? Shouldn't you fall back in the cut and try to educate? Nope. I ain't talking about, like I stated earlier before, if they got 5 friends, at least 2, possibly 3 of them are dating a nigga, so they can't talk about niggas. We shouldn't date niggas. They'll get a call. They phone to blow up. Girl, why are you talking about my man? Hold on. Hey, what's up? Girl, I heard what you said. Oh, hold on now. Hey, that's why they ain't saying nothing. I'm getting off track. So Atia LaShawn Bradley tapped into the hardwiredness of a woman and gave her pain. Mommy's hurt now. Daddy is the enemy. And so I was. And so I was. I don't know if individuals ever listen to the perspective of how I broke that down in the past, but that's how I became an enemy. This is why fathers are mostly an enemy. This is why in white communities, fathers are never the enemy like that. Dad got to really mess up. Dad got to run off with the secretary. Dad got to screw the in the black community. A woman will go get the child program. Hate your father, enter. I hate daddy. I hate. And all you men out there, you'll sit back in the cut and you'll fight that. As opposed to saying, wait a minute. So you think I'm going to kiss you? No, you can get going. Now, I don't know what the hell you... And listen to what I'm about to say. People say to me all the time, if you could say one thing to your former daughter, what would you say? I would tell my former daughter this. Never allow someone to tell you how someone is going to respond to how you them. Let me say that again. Never allow someone to tell you how someone is going to respond when you them. Here's what I'm saying. Atia Bradley got a girl, and it was so easy. It's like he's your dad and men are just suckers. That perspective. Screw your dad, because he'll always be there. Okay, mommy. So your mother told you how I was going to respond, and that's what you was banking on. People, let me go left for a second. Don't have a soft. Have a what you say in extreme. Don't have it. I'm not interested. People, let me tell you about issues. Issues are like weeds. They grow. And I just said earlier, when you tell someone about themselves and they don't admit it, that's going to be an issue y'all always going to have. If they admit it, y'all put it behind. It's a weight lifted off your shoulders, and your harmony will pursue. I promise you that. But you don't get that. You don't get that. So I'm not going to sit here and finance hurt no more. If it ain't happy, you got yourself a Houston, come dealing with me. That's called the problem. If I'm saying something wrong, just let me know. Don't tell me about it later. Let me know now. Appreciate those thumbs up. Individuals that are here, check out the reboot of Red Pill Fab 2.0, link below the video. So Atia LaShawn Bradley tapped into the hard wire of a woman, and she fed her some pain. She fed her some hurt. And what did the daughter say? The daughter responded on cue. Daddy's hurting mommy. What's going on, Z? Daddy's hurting mommy. Daddy is the enemy. Daddy is the enemy. Don't matter what I did. My daughter sat in there on hundreds of clients and heard me coach them at the office. My daughter had a desk in my office. My daughter sat down there and I told her everything that was going on, things that her mother said in court. She knew everything. But when her mother started crying and told her I should have left with you with your effing father and cursed her out, called her all these names, she said, that's it. That's it. I hate daddy now. That's what it is with me. So you can sit there and individuals can pass judgment on how I move. You could say whatever. People, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. God. I'm happy. I'm not giving this up for nothing. I've done it before. Yeah. When I first started dating Miss Bradley, I had a lot going on and got sidetracked. When you decide you want to do something, there's something you got to do for you, and a woman say, well, I need you. No, we can't do that, and stand firm on it. Because the name of the game is I got to change him. I'm first, and they never put you first. You can't get a son to do this. This will never happen with a son. And let me give you an example of what I mean by that. Let me give you an example. All right, I'm gonna give y'all an example of what I mean by that. I got a friend of mine. Got 2 kids. His son is not his. His daughter is. And his mother and him was going through some issues. Don't you know his stepson said, if y'all break up, I'm going with you? Why do you think a stepson would say that? He said, it don't matter how good I've been to my daughter. If we break up, my daughter going with her mother. Why do you think he said that? Why would a stepson say to his stepdad, if you and my mother break up, I'm going with you? Appreciate those thumbs up, y'all. Don't forget to check out the reboot of Red Pill Fab 2.0. The link is below the video. I'm gonna release the video today. I'm old fashioned. Old fashioned men can't deal with women with new love. I'm gonna release that about 3 o'clock. So get down below, check out Red Pill Fab, the reboot. Why do you think his stepson said that? The reason why his stepson said that is he said, because when he was younger, I knew that there would probably be a day when him and I collide about issues me and his mother have. He said, it's like a son to think that, because he said, I was like that with my father. Then I realized, I understand now why my dad used to beat my mom. He said, I understand women. He said, like you understand women, I understand women. And he said, it was important that I tell my stepson about that. Now, his stepson is older, and his stepson, 30 years old now understands women. He's not in the house getting hit with a barrage of new perspectives by women. You know why? Because she was taught by his father. This is why I don't understand. When we go back to this, I don't understand why you don't see fluid black women. Instead of yelling that garbage about how strong they are, they shut their thin pie hole and turn to the younger girls and say, girl, do you see this I got? Yeah, girl, I can twerk it just like you, but we need to talk. Girl, let me tell you something about when you have you're going to get a lot of amount of attention. But the more you go into the realm of good men, the attention drop. Now, I know because good men ain't going to sit down there and gawk over you, you don't want to be around them. But those no good that's going to gawk over your booty, girl, I know. I've been there. Let me tell you what you're in for. You don't get that. You get, so what, she got 5 kids by 5 different dudes. You don't know her story. So what, she got 5 kids by 5 different dudes. The guys that she dealt with was, people, women, could you start teaching the younger women? Could you break up out of that? Could you at least not let your hurt to go be in vain? Okay, I didn't let mine. My hurt is not in vain. Could you do that? Thank you. Some young Shaquita coming up with a real big booty, will appreciate it. But no, when you speak about these things, I know your constituents, and 90% of your friends are going to now look at you as the enemy. Trust me, It's worth it. It's worth it. If you meet one woman and just say, girl, I remember I watched one of your videos. Thank you. This is my husband. These are our kids. Wouldn't you like that? Instead of all this other garbage ass praise. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So I got another one for you. Got another friend. His son was raised by his aunt, his mom, of course, and his grandmother. His son was raised in an onslaught of estrogen. When he got of age, they collided. They collided. Had a little friction. Why? Because he was used to the estrogen perspective. He was used to it. So him and his son, when his son had an issue, he slapped his son, and his son was like, don't hit me, blah, 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 blah. He was like, what? They got heated. Today, his son calls him up, Dad, this ain't gonna work. Him and his girlfriend lives in a $1,700 a month apartment. And he asked his girl for something. She said no, but then turned around and brought a $900 bag. And his son is like, Dad, you right. They this, they that. Yeah, you want that. So what I'm saying to you is, you guys can think, because I know what you're thinking. You guys can think, yeah, but Chris, because this is the thing that people say. It's funny. It's funny. Yeah, but Chris, your daughter is older now. Don't you think blah, blah, blah? No. Have a relationship with her, yeah. But thinking, because I'm honest with myself, remember? Thinking that I'm going to go meet a 20-plus-year-old child, young lady now, excuse me, and think that my daughter, my little girl is still in there. Oh, my little girl. Oh, I got something for you. Todd Smith gave me the contingency plan for that. Rest in peace, Todd Smith. Let me tell you the story that Todd Smith told me. Once again, this only happened with daughters. Todd Smith, one day I was in his balls. This man that I talk about, I came from his balls. What are you going to do? So, one day, this man broke something down to me. He said, oh, let me back that up. One day, this man broke some stuff down to me. When he was breaking this stuff down to me, I'm talking about Todd Smith now. When he was breaking this stuff down to me, I was sitting there denying. No, Dad. Let me do my dance. Do the point. I was like, no, Dad, it's not like that. Dad, me and my daughter got a different relationship. No, Dad. My dad said, I'm telling you. I was like, whatever, old man. Out of the 6 or 7 things that Todd Smith told me, 6 of them came true. If it was 7, 6 of them came true. If it was 8, 7 of them came true. All but one. And the last one is up to me. Let me tell you what, tell you the story. Then I'm going to get on out of here. Appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I'm going to tell you this story. Todd Smith told me about my dad. Told me about his friend. His friend went through the same thing I went through. He wasn't like trying to mold his child like me. He wasn't doing that. This is what I do. I was looking at the Olsen twins. This is why my daughter had a company when she was 6 years old called Just Us Kids. and she wrote a little article on bickering parents, and I'm gonna publish it on company. Now, I yesterday did as I said I was gonna do. I did as I said I was gonna do. Right? Because I'm such an honest guy. Let me see. I'm such an honest guy. And I did as I said I was going to do. You see that? That's the ad that I posted online yesterday. I did what I said I was going to do. Hiring, going to move the company forward. Leave it at that. I am not going to be part of this. My dad told me about his friend because, like I said, I wanted my daughter to be. I didn't ever want my daughter to be talking to any other ethnic group or child and say, my dad, blah, blah, blah. I wanted my daughter to just be rambling off her accomplishments and then say, yeah, I did all that before I was 10 years old because I got a good dad. And this is why people, when I tell y'all the depths of stupidity that I've seen from women of color, I'm going to be specific. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. I haven't even scratched the surface. I haven't. If you think that you heard me say a lot of cruel stuff, I haven't even scratched the surface. You would think that a woman would sit back and be like, yeah, my daughter, oh no, she got a good, no, I laid on my back and I took a nut from a good man. Oh, girl, no, I ain't do that. No, Chris is. You would think that I would have been praised, but it was like the rule and bull of the community you guys call Black, the culture of women of color, it was bigger than I could ever have. There was no great in my arsenal. There was no good in my arsenal that can trump that. That's why when I see it, it's not a good idea. Anything other than praising me, you're going to have a problem. I'm worth praise. I'm a good bet. I promise you that. So I was using the Olsen twins being worth millions. I don't know how much it was, but I wanted my daughter to have her own company. My daughter had her own safe. My daughter had her own office. Her own desk in my office. My daughter I was grooming her. That was the enemy of Atia LaShawn Bradley. So she had to end that. Good is the nemesis to hate. So my dad, I'm saying I'm doing all this to say this. You would think that my daughter would know that there was a plan in place. So my dad was like, I'm going to tell you a story about my friend. And he said his friend didn't have a relationship with his daughter. And the daughter calls him up, hit him off with the daddy, I missed you. And he dropped his guard. The daughter was like 26, 27. They met up. All of a sudden, he get a letter in the mail for child support. He think it's a mistake. My daughter is 26, 27. No, what happened was the daughter just came around to get information because they wasn't done with him. The mom and the daughter, wasn't done with him. And what the daughter did was took all the information back to the mother. The mother goes back down to child support and say, I want an assessment because I thought this, and that. When he left child support court, he had 50-something thousand in arrearages. Daughter never came back around. I don't know this story. This is a story that was told to me. But I am in perfect position for that to happen. I assure y'all, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not. I will love, but from a distance. Daddy, where do you live? I live in Oklahoma. I watched your videos and said you live in Virginia. I'm just lying. I will love from a distance. Trust. That's for the suckers that need something from you. Like I told my brother, my mom talking to me like I asked her for some booty. I'm not fucking you. Why are you talking to me like that? Talking to me now, I get talked to like you talk to your old boyfriends. We don't. They do that at. My man, Mr. Dark said guards up. It's not so much as the guard because you ain't got to put your guard up with a snake. You know what a snake is. It ain't like a snake. I trust it. No, it ain't. You're on the right track, but it ain't. It's a lot different than your guard up. That sounds good. I mean, you put a nice little riddle to that, but it's a lot deeper than that. Your guard up, you know. I ain't got to put my guard up when I see a pit bull. No, it ain't like that. I just don't need to be around that. I just don't. Hate feeds on the good, and I am that. And what I've been shown in my life is that the abundance of people that came in my life, they see that jolliness, they see that happiness, they see that always wanting to joke around, and they think that, oh, he's sensitive. That's a fucking front. I assure you, I am a goddamn animal. Don't let the joking fool you. Don't. You will reciprocate back to me what I give to you. Anything else, you got yourself a Houston. I promise you that. I'm going to end it with this. Last year I kind of went on Facebook and went at my brother. And my friend that used to hang with my brother that died called me up and he said something. And it was so shocking to hear him say this. And he said, yo, Ab, man, dog, you wasting your time. I said, what do you mean? He said, listen, bro. He said, your family, they got to wait for you to flame out. I was like, he said, they know little brother ain't the same little brother no more. He said, they waiting for you to flame out. He said, you really think somebody going to call you up after all that stuff you said? I said, damn, man, I appreciate that, Gary. I appreciate that. He said, yeah, man. I mean, it's the times it's changed now, man. Everybody got to listen to you now. They listening to you. They just don't know how to approach you, man. I said, Gary, I appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you for listening. I really do. You guys have a good one. I'll be back here tomorrow at 9 o'clock. 11 o'clock. Tomorrow morning at 11. I know it's Saturday, but I'll be here. You guys have a good one. Later, y'all.